Calicem is a very, very small, unique new label that we created in 2015, and we only produce about 2,000 bottles per year. And that's actually the plot, as Greg has mentioned, is nested between Angelus, just there, Beau Séjour du Faux, which is just on the hillside, and then Canon, which is on the other side. So it's got great neighbors, and the great soil is just the bottom, the foothill of the limestone plateau. It's very old vines, so on average they're about 60 years old, and it's only Merlot. So that makes the wine very unique in terms of its concentration and in terms of its character, which is a little different from the traditional Saint-Emilion, which has generally a blend of Cabernet or sometimes Petit Verdot or other grape varieties. But the fact that it's 100% Merlot with very old vines is something that makes the wine quite unique.
So this is going to be the tasting room eventually. By the time you get here, it'll be finished. Beautiful view.
Yeah, no, the view is wonderful. So the tower was crafted so that you have a view on nearly a 360-degree view, and the wonderful view on the southwest amphitheater. So you have Beau Séjour du Faux-la-Garosse and Canon just there. Beau Séjour du Faux-la-Garosse, which extends towards
Clos Saint-Martin,
because I work there.
Saint-Martin as well. Yeah, no,
nice.
that's an amazing estate which we tend to forget as well. The Angelus area, Coutet on the top, and Angelus on the left. And that tasting room is the whole project of Calicem is something that's very, very tiny, very crafty, very small batch. And the idea is to use this room for the tasting, for just a few people.
Can you tell us, because they'll be doing their own little tasting about the 2015, what can they expect?
Yeah, sure. So there's two things that you have to expect. I don't know if you know some of the wines that we craft at Couvent des Jacobins, if Greg made you discover them, but if you have, it's going to be a bit different. So Calicem, the first vintage is 15, and it was crafted in a year which was quite sunny and quite ripe. So you should first expect a wine that's quite ripe. But the second thing that we think is quite unique with the cuvée is at the end of the mouth you will feel this salinity. You will feel that the wine is pretty much alive. It's not bold and then falls out. It's fairly bold and then lingers in the mouth in a very saline iodine manner. So it's a bit like if you put a bit of salt in your hand, and then you have, this kind of salty taste in the mouth. And that's characteristic, this salinity, this salivation finale that you actually find in 15, 16, 18, 19, and most of all 20. We think it's due to the terroir, which has quite a bit of clay in it. It's a crushed clay. It's not the plateau, it's the crushed clay and crushed limestone. And also the winemaking, which is fairly long. It's about 24 months. In the oak barrels.
Different barrel makers or all the same?
No, they are different barrel makers. So 2015 is the first vintage, so we tried a little bit of different barrel makers, and then we refined the selection of the barrel makers so that they match better with the plot. In 20, for example, we only used 2. In 15, we were using 3. I think Sylvain, Darnajou, and another one, I don't remember which one. So, but the identity of the wine, and that's why it's very interesting to drink 15 and then 16 and then 18, because you do feel the thread throughout the vintages, the commonality and the personality. Yeah.